Super Mario Party Jamboree is poised to be the ultimate Mario Party experience, really evoking memories of the glory days of Hudson Soft. After analysing the trailer frame by frame for I reckon over 50 times, my initial cautiously optimistic approach has genuinely transformed into pure excitement. I am starting to believe that Nintendo has packed this game with some hidden content, and in this video, I'll delve into all the secrets that I've uncovered in Super Mario Party Jamboree, from potential unlockable boards to potential hidden characters like dry bones, unique board spaces, new items, secret minigames, what the hell's going on with Bowser, and more. Before we get started, just be aware that I am giving away a copy of Super Mario Party Jamboree when the game launches. Just be subscribed and you'll simply be in the running for it. Let's begin by exploring the view of the Island Resort hub area. This is split into several separate islands, all in which it appears that you get to from the hot air balloon we saw in the trailer. The main giant island all the way on the far right showcases the 7 boards in this game. Let's break it down from left to right. We have Goomba Lagoon, Mega Wiggler's Tree Party, Rollin' Raceway, Rainbow Galleria, and King Bowser's Keep, which seems to be inside a giant cavern with dry bones busy at work on the top. We'll come back to that a little bit later. And if we look a little further to the right, you'll also see Western Land. And if we seek into the distance, you'll find Mario's Rainbow Castle appearing prominently on the far left. What particularly caught my attention is the construction around Bowser's Keep and Western Land taking place. This suggests that these boards may be unlockable, while others may be fully accessible from the very start. This could add depth through story progression or something similar like that. Additionally, there's an intriguing empty plot of land surrounded by other boards on that main island, with even a ladder leading up to it on the right. There's also a crack in the wall here, speculation territory, but imagine if this opened up to another board like Creepy Cavern from Mario Party 3. That would be super cool. It would just be super cool if this was an interactive map that you could just simply walk through. I would personally love that, but this could just simply be part of the island's design. But it is notable that Mario Party 3 does not have a represented board here, unlike Mario Party 1 and 2. But again, that does not guarantee anything, as Superstars also had less Mario Party 3 representation. Mario Party Superstars marketing really emphasized 5 classic boards, and there is a similar emphasis on 5 new and 2 returning boards in this new trailer. While I'm not banking on unlockables, Super Mario Party did incorporate them, with 4 unlockable characters and even an unlockable board, suggesting the sequel may follow suit. But again, Superstars didn't do this, so don't get your hopes up. But then on the other hand, the trailer did mention that this will be the biggest Mario Party yet, and that statement already ticks the boxes with the characters and the minigames, but not the boards. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Imagine if Waluigi Island just pops up in the distance. Man, it's good to dream. Moving on from the giant board island on the right, let's shift our focus to the center of the island. Here we have a Star Island, which to me really stands out as the main kind of pick where you want to go kind of place. It's positioned centrally and it features a terminal on the left of a crown, likely indicating an online leaderboard or some sort of similar stats. Adjacent to this, there is a purple kind of thing with a music icon, suggesting it might be related to sound or music features. We don't really know yet. Looking to the left side of the resort, we can see 2 more buildings. The one furthest on the left, I'm not quite sure what it is. It almost has like a giant factory kind of look with the cog, so potentially a setting kind of hub or maybe even a shop. The one on the right of it is most likely related to the river minigames, similar to what we saw in Super Mario Party. We know this thanks to the presence of the giant speakers in a cooking pot shaped building with cooking symbols on the building as well, really just aligning with this speculation. I mean, the trailer even shows a food shopping river minigame, and even the box art features a pancake minigame with musical notes around it. The writing's kind of on the wall, no pun intended. If we look a little further to the left, then you'll see some floating block islands with a lighthouse and a volcano. This is clearly related to the island seen in the trailer, with Mario and Luigi flying with wings, delivering Peach to an area. Initially, I thought this just might have been a minigame, but it seems that may have more significance than that, potentially being its own game mode. We even see Luigi on the box art wearing wings that are very reminiscent of what we've already seen, but it's a little unclear what this actually is at this point in time. Looking further back on the island, we can actually spot another island in the distance with a wind turbine and coins. It's to the left of the statue of Bowser and that island. We don't know much more about that though. Ironically, the Compatibility also shows wind turbines on the map if you look hard enough, so maybe maybe it's just that. However, we do know a little bit more about the giant Bowser Statue Island. It's a city-like kind of vibe with a cannon, potentially hinting at another potential mode, maybe even a boss battle kind of thing, which does align with the glimpse that we saw in the trailer where players are engaging in combat with Bowser in a city kind of segment. Now, let's move to an area which is extremely exciting as it does lead into the speculation of potential hidden characters. We get to see an island which I'm assuming is going to be the MiniGame Island. There is a lot going on here. Let's start with the island itself. We see a boat leading from the side, which is how I expect you to get to this island. And on the island itself, I am speculating we'll get to play all the different kind of minigames pretty freely here, probably segmented by the gates we see. There's also a statue really close to the mountain, which I've seen some people speculating online could potentially be destroyed later on and lead inside the mountain, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I want to mention the characters we see around here specifically. We already mentioned the dry bones on top of what we assume is the Bowser's keyboard, but in the minigame island, we actually see what appears to be Boom Boom and what appears to be Lakitu. I completely didn't see Boom Boom when making my character predictions, which you should totally check out if you haven't. Not only do we see Boom Boom though and Lakitu, but we also see a bunch of toads running around. All the NPCs here are standing around a dock, so I think you might have to talk to them to play whatever they're hosting. There are also another two characters around here as well, but I can't quite tell who they are. If you do know, be sure to let me know in the comments. The question is, could these characters be playable? It's really hard to say. I think the answer lies in whether or not this is an interactive hub, more like we saw in Super Mario Party, where you could walk around freely and interact with the NPCs. If so, then I think we might be able to see these characters playable. Very similar to what we saw with Super Mario Party. But if it's more like Mario Party Superstars, I would probably say maybe not. If we are assuming that it's going to be like Super Mario Party, then we at least know that the Dry Bones NPC on top of Bowser's Keep, Boom Boom, Lakitu, and a few more that we can't quite make out. So that would be really cool. Speaking of characters, it also looks like Charge and Chuck may be a playable character as well, as there's a name above his head in the Japanese trailer during a minigame, even though the player has Daisy selected, but this could just simply be the minigame. Staying on the topic of characters, we of course then got to see the Compatibility, which is a 20-player online mode. You essentially pick one character out of the 21 we know are existent and then play a massive online game. It looks pretty cool, but I did find something extremely interesting. There was no Bowser selected. Of course, there being 21 characters and this mode only having 20 available to select from obviously means someone has to miss out. But that alone gives me a lot of confidence that there's going to be more characters, just so there's more variety of who to pick from. The main question is, why Bowser missing out? Bowser is in fact playable as we know of because we actually see him in the game, but he's often seen as an NPC character as well. This is both on minigames and different boards. Every time we do see him not as a playable character, we see him with a purple glowing hue indicating his Kamek's magic. I think this has the potential to lead into the game's story, or maybe there's just two Bowsers and there's nothing more to it. I thought it'd be a good time as well to just say thank you so much for watching this video, and if you want to chat with me and Mario fans directly, feel free to join the Swift Cafe Discord. The link can be found in the description and the pinned comment. Now let's get to the boards themselves. I'm not going to go into full details here. If you're familiar with my Mario Kart content, you know I'll give these boards the utmost attention they deserve in their own separate videos, so stay tuned for them. However, I do want to briefly say they all look amazing, gigantic, well themed, and all come with a lot of unique gimmicks. I absolutely love them all. The spaces on the boards though had me extremely excited. I'm relatively confident that the economy is going to be pretty balanced this time around, probably slightly even better than Superstars. The returning spaces include Blue Space, Red Space, Event Space, Lucky Space, Item Space, Versus Space, Bowser Space, and Chanson Space. However, there is also a new type of space with a clover on it, which indicates it could be the opposite of a lucky space, maybe an unlucky space. Damn, I'm a genius. This is really exciting, as it could really balance out those lucky spaces, because as we know, the two other entries on the Switch have a lot of lucky spaces. Just being able to have a chance time, Bowser time, and unlucky spaces is pretty cool. Partner spaces also appear to be missing, which might mean partners are no longer a feature. Thank the Lord. Bank spaces are also absent, or possibly may have been redesigned, but it's not looking likely. Boos are also back to help you steal coins or stars, replacing Lakitu from previous titles. And the Boo spaces designs also appear appear to vary in each board. Rainbow Galeria, for example, is designed by a rundown shop, and on Goomba's Lagoon, they're just simply present by a sign, and there's even 2 on that board. It's just super neat to see, and we're going to explore that way deeper when doing individual boards videos. Item shops are also present on all the boards, even including Mario's Rainbow Castle, which didn't have one in the original. There also seems to be a Koopa item shop and a Kamek item shop. This really reminds me of Mario Party 3. Some really exciting stuff. Even more exciting is the fact that you can roll between 1 to 10, just like in previous Mario Party games. We also haven't seen any character-specific dice blocks at all, so it's probably safe to assume that they're not coming back, which I think is a really good thing considering the larger sizes of the boards. Stars are also confirmed to cost 20 coins, just like in prior Mario Party titles. There also appears to be no host like Toad or Toadette who will grant you the star as well, unless this was just for the trailer, excluding Mario's Rainbow Castle where you actually see a Toad give you the star. There's also a brand new animation for when you obtain the star, and it looks really cool. Shifting our focus to items, you can still hold up to 3 items this time around, just like in prior Mario Parties. The items that are returning are the Boo Bell, the Skeleton Key, the Item Bag, the Warp Block, the Dash Mushroom, the Double Dice, the Triple Dice, and the Golden Pipe. There's also some new items as well. We've seen the Turbo Dice in action, which essentially has 4 dice blocks, and that one could possibly be exclusive to Roll and Raceway. We also saw some kind of shell item, and also what looks like could be a Hex, maybe returning from Mario Party DS. The Hex would honestly be a game changer for this Mario Party. I would seriously welcome this, but all the items that we've seen so far are great. There's also a different UI this time around too. All players are at the bottom, and there's some new icons. We see a minigame icon, a home stretch icon, and a reaction icon. So stickers could also be back. We've only seen up to 10 turns so far, but I'm very confident you can just adjust this like normal. Moving on over to the minigames, it has been confirmed that we're going to see 110 of them, which is the highest number in any mainline Mario Party title to date. Most minigames support button controls, while some require Joy-Cons. Motion controlled minigames won't appear if you are using a Pro Controller and won't be available in online matches. But the good news is that you can play this game with a Switch Lite, a Pro Controller, etc. It's not exclusive to the Joy-Cons like we saw in Super Mario Party. We've also seen a fair few minigames as well. From the 4-player minigames, we've seen a Gauntlet-style minigame where you avoid obstacles like chain chomps, boos, and electric gates, a Yoshi-themed speed trial where you ride Yoshis and race other players, a minigame where you hammer nails to score points, which uses motion controls, and we get to see a mini-golf minigame where you tilt the Joy-Con to get the ball on the hole. We've only seen one 2v2 minigame so far, this being an arm wrestling minigame where your team is in a large tank with a huge hand, and you mash big buttons to win. We've also only seen one 1v3 minigame, this being a minigame where 3 players avoid a solo player riding a giant Banzai Bill. There are also a few other unknown minigames, being Luigi and Mario carrying Peach to a specific location. As mentioned, this could be a different game mode entirely, especially with that 1 minute 30-second timer. There's also a Subway Surfer kind of like minigame where Mario races down a city area collecting coins. We also see a crane minigame where Mario drops Mario-themed plushies like Yoshis and brown blocks. There's also 2 minigames that we can see from the box art, and they're pretty exciting. The first one, we see Daisy attacking Waluigi with a hammer. It looks extremely like Bash and Cash or Grab Bag, so maybe this is confirming that we might see some old minigames. Time will certainly tell. As mentioned before, we also see Toad, Goomba, and Bowser using pans to make pancakes, with little sound notes above it, suggesting that this is probably going to be a rhythm minigame. We also saw a 20-player minigame in a lava area where you have to avoid a huge Bowser. I have no idea where this could fit, but it's just really cool to see 8-player minigames from Mario Party 7 returning, and the same goes with boss minigames from Mario Party 9 and 10. These are all just looking extremely great. The minigames in Mario Party are always really good. Online play is also returning across all game modes. You can play online matches with friends, locally, or with randoms in matchmaking, pretty similar to Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars. The Koopathlon also looks extremely fun, and I can't wait to play that. Overall, it's just turning out to be an amazing game, and what I've discovered so far has me feeling extremely pumped. But what about you? How do you feel about Jamboree so far? Do you think there's hidden content or unlockable content like boards and characters? Be sure to let me know down in the comments section below. And if you did enjoy this video, I strongly suggest you check out my most recent Jamboree videos, both on character predictions and my thoughts thoughts on Jamboree and the Nintendo Direct. I have a lot more content planned to release for Mario Party, and the support of simply liking, leaving a comment, and subscribing really helps out the channel. But until next time, take care of yourselves, start practicing with Mario Party Superstars, and goodbye.